Tech interim head coach Brent. Coach, if you could open this up with some remarks or take questions about Virginia.
Yeah, a little hoarse right now, so excuse me. Had a good, really good competitive period out on the practice field just then that we just came back from. So I'll get it back here in a second. No, we just going into the Virginia game this week. We had some time off, prior with a bye week, which is kind of a non-traditional bye week as opposed to playing on a Saturday and then having 2 weeks before your next game, playing on a Thursday. It kind of moves the process up a little bit. So today's really Wednesday in our minds. Yesterday was Tuesday. Last Friday was our Sunday practice. And then as we would in a normal week of practicing on Sunday, we gave them the next day off Monday, which was actually Saturday. So if y'all can stay with me on all this, I'm really confused right now of actually what day it is at all. So I just know that it's Wednesday and we're staying with that routine. I know that it's third down and red zone day. So that's kind of how we have to live in the building right now, because it also has to reflect to the players the same way. They understand that, that Saturday was really a Monday during the week, and they had to come back and get ready for a Tuesday practice the next day. And I spoke to them on Friday when they left, and I said, look, both teams are in the same situation as far as having the weekend not having a game, and whoever comes out of the bye week handling that weekend the best was going to have a big advantage in the game. So, we really presented it to the guys, to the players, and told them that they had to take advantage of that time. They had to use it wisely, and that it wasn't really a Saturday off. So I think they came back. They came back yesterday. There's nothing good on it really, so. Coca-Cola on it. No, they came back yesterday with good energy, good execution for a Tuesday practice. Then we were able to meet last night with them and put the practice to bed. So we got in this morning, gave them a little time to sleep in this morning. Since it's fall break right now at school, and I think they really appreciated that. And you know how it is when you're 18 to 22. I mean, 30 minutes to an hour extra sleep is like gold. So allowing those guys to sleep in a little bit and come in this morning refreshed and ready to go. And I thought we had really good attention to detail and good execution and a pretty darn physical practice out there today. So that's what we were asking for. That's what we wanted as coaches. We wanted to make sure that we were really coaching toughness, and the only way to really develop toughness is to do something hard and to be in tough situations. So that was our goal going into practice, and I think the kids responded really well.
Okay. Go ahead and open it up for questions. If you have a question, please raise your hand. Get a microphone. We'll start over here with Rod.
Armstrong, so far this year, has not had the kind of year he's had the last couple of years, and I guess you have to take a look at the offensive line. He has a younger offensive line now. How much of an influence is that on how well a quarterback plays or doesn't play?
Yeah, I mean it's all 11 pieces working together on either side of the ball and on special teams, and for that quarterback to have the confidence in the guys up front, in protections and knowing which way they're going and how they adjust them and things. That's something that's trust that's built over time. But I turn on the tape. I mean, I don't see a down year. I see a dangerous guy. I see a guy that's got elite receivers on the edge that have playmaking ability. They're long. They have an extended reach where they, even if a ball is off, their length at the receiver position allows them to overcome that with the catch radius. And he's able to get that ball to those guys and push the ball down the field. One stat that's really interesting that you very rarely see is Virginia in second and long, which really second and 11 plus, and third and 11 plus. They're like one of the top teams in the country, and that's terrifying. I mean, that's scary to see. I mean, just statistically, that usually you're coaching your defense, you're planning, let's get them off schedule, get them behind the sticks. And gosh, I mean, these guys are one of the top 4 teams in the country in third and 11 plus. So, when you're looking at the overall game plan, it kind of throws a little wrench into your thoughts of how you're doing that. So, I guess you guys could say he's having a down year. I don't know, and I don't see that. I see basically what he's done on film these first 6 games, and I see a dangerous quarterback. That's one of the better quarterbacks in the league.
Kelly.
Could you shed any light on the Mike Daniels situation, and also have you picked out a 10th assistant? I know it's probably a curveball for you to have to go through all this during your bye week.
I just wish him his best, and we're on to UVA. So that's what we're looking at right now. As far as the 10th assistant, we'll sit down and make some decisions and put some thought into it after the Thursday game. But right now, we don't want anything distracting or taking us off of what our ultimate goal is.
Zach?
Coach, when you're walking around not looking at film, can you sense a new sense of energy around campus, and what do you expect in Thursday night?
Gosh, I mean, my only experience on campus has been getting in my truck and going down Techwood and crossing the bridge, getting on the bypass and getting on 75. So I couldn't tell you, but I think there's excitement in our locker room, and that's important. That's what matters. There's excitement in the staff room, and excitement for what's happened in the past. No, just energy and excitement for what we have the ability to do every day with these kids.
Ken?
You have a new athletic director. I'm curious. I know you guys were at Alabama together. I'm curious how much overlap you had with Jay and your thoughts about his hire.
Yeah, I mean, I think President Cabrera made a really good hire, and we trust him and his decisions. And we were together at the same time at Alabama. I thought it was a year. Somebody said it was 2 years. And what you have to understand, at that place, you have very, very little contact with anybody outside of your hallway, which is about 5 people. So then you go into a staff room in a day and you have contact with about 30. But they're all on the football staff. There's very little time as a coach and need to have any interaction with other people, and it really is a bubble, regardless of whether it's here or there. The interactions aren't as much as you might think they are. So,
Jeff?
Follow up to that, how much interaction have you had with him since he's been here? Did you guys meet once, and has he said or provided any clarity to you on things moving forward?
I hadn't even seen him. We've been at practice this morning.
So you guys haven't met or spoken since he's been here?
He just got here today. So we've been at practice.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess there were some meetings or whatnot, with some people on staff, but we have football practice.
Okay. Do you guys expect to have a conversation at some point, or I'm just curious?
Yeah, I'm sure at some point. I mean, he met with all the head coaches, I think, at some point, or maybe right now, but I wanted to come see y'all.
Rod?
Defensively, Nick Jackson's the guy that is one of the leading tacklers in the league, a local kid. As an offensive coach, do you focus on him, or you just count on your guys to carry out their assignments and the rest will take care of itself?
Yeah, I don't think you focus on one player individually. You pinpoint the players that are active within the defense and guys that are the playmakers and kind of the captains of that defense. His is a little different because he is, he plays the middle linebacker. So when you're IDing protections and runs, a lot of times he's the point of emphasis and the person you're pointing to. So yeah, there's probably a little more because he is that position. But no, he's a good football player, and just within the scheme of their defense and what they do, and how they play their front. They're not a real vertical penetration type team. They're more of a flat wall, play their side of the line of scrimmage, off the ball a little bit, keep everything in front of them, and that's what allows their linebacker and allows Nick to be able to free flow, tackle to tackle, and make those types of plays.
Ken?
Could you have an update on Malachi and the other injury situations?
Yeah, I mean, he's day to day. We expect him to be out there. Barring anything, hurricanes or earthquakes or, global epidemic fires or anything like that, I expect Mally to be out there. I'm excited to get him back too.
Kelly?
On that note, obviously Sims went out of the game, but it looked like he was maybe going to be able to come back in overtime. Just how's he doing? And Joe, is he back with the team?
Yeah, I mean, Jeff's day to day, so we'll see when we get out there. I mean, I'm just going to fold this thing up so it doesn't do this again. I don't need those notes. There you go. No, but it was, we'll make the decision on Thursday on him and how he plays. And but there's nothing to say we don't think he would. But we'll just make the decision Thursday. Yeah, so Joe's back. Golly, I mean, it's so good to have him back. And, just to be able to have his teammates around him right now and let Joe be Joe and let him have that release of getting around his teammates in the locker room and on the field. it's good to see Joe back. Good to have him back.
Sarah?
I know, I'm right in the middle. I know you mentioned their efficiency on 2nd and long and 3rd and long. What are some of the other bigger things that you feel like you have to look out for going up against this Virginia team?
Well, I mean, you just turn on the film and watch them, and people can make a big deal about teams' records and this and that, but obviously in the position we're in, there's no way to ever talk about a team's record. We turn on the film and look at them, and you look at a team that plays hard, plays good football. Early on, they've had some turnover issues on the offensive side of the football, but then again, they're a defense that's created a lot of turnovers. They've gained a lot of turnovers, so that's a part of the game that we've got to be able to swing into our balance. Is the turnover game. We've been good on offense, offensively, have not turned it over, and our defense is doing a good job of getting it. But we've got to be able to turn that part of the game. And then, I mean, one of their losses, was it 22-20 versus Syracuse? It was a 6-0 team. I mean, I think Old Dominion's a pretty good team, as everybody's starting to see. So I mean, I don't see a team that is defined by a record at all. And then we've got to take those things that we've defined during the week, offensively, defensively, special teams, and be able to put the whole pie, I guess you'd say, together and play a complete football, play a complete team game across the board.
We'll take one or two more for Coach so we can get the student athletes with you guys before we head downstairs. Go ahead, Coach.
You talked a little bit, I think, in your post-game presser about Thursday night and how special those games are. Kind of what are your thoughts going in, coaching your first Thursday night game and hopefully creating some momentum for your team?
So me coaching in a Thursday night game has zero impact on anything, right? We're going out there as a staff to coach a football game. But Thursday night games in Atlanta are special. They really, really are. The vivid image of being on the sideline, on the west sideline, and being able to see across and see the skyline of Atlanta and the lights and the sounds and I'm getting chill bumps right now talking about it because it's a special setting. I mean, this is one of the first places 25 years ago, I guess it was 25, 26 years ago, where they really started doing the Thursday night football games on ESPN and it was a mainstay. It was part of the season. I mean, you turned on Thursday night football and you expected to see it one or two times during the season Georgia Tech on TV, and the original crew that used to call the games, Kirk and Chris Fowler, and who was the sideline? It was Aaron Andrews then, back in the day. I mean, gosh, I'm dating myself now, but it was special to run out of that tunnel on Thursday nights, here at Georgia Tech to play in football games. And for me as a coach, it's another game to go out there and coach for myself and the coaches and the staff. But for these guys over here that have the opportunity to run out on Thursday night and experience that, and experience what it feels like, and the fans and the students behind them, that's what I'm excited for. I really am. I can't wait to have these guys be able to, the ones that haven't experienced it, to be able to see what that really feels like.
Okay. Thank you, Coach.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for